I'm in the wilderness of the Eye of Quebec, a massive impact crater that can be seen from space. This area is remote and wild country, and over the next 7 days, I'll be crossing its alpine mountains by ski and hot tent with my two friends, Tristan and Jan.
Open water everywhere.
Yours just looks broken. One of the best winter days I've ever had in my entire life.
These mountains are known as Uapishka, which means always snowy rocky peaks, and are the traditional territory of the Innu. We'll be starting on the north end and heading south after a long drive from the small province of Nova Scotia the day before.
All right, we got to camp. We went about 1 kilometer on the trail. It's already dark, so we're just gonna set up camp for the night and start fresh tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I think it is still easier to walk up to our knees than with those damn skis though.
It might be a bit long.
Pardon me?
That's where all the things are going. Yeah.
So we made it to our first camp of the trip. It felt pretty hectic when we got here, just tripping over ourselves in the skis and setting up camp for the first time when you don't really know where everything is in impeding darkness. It is going to be a lot of work to get up to the top of Uapishka, especially with pulling a sled, which is about 800 meters of elevation. But I think for tonight we just won't worry about that and enjoy this nice warm tent. Really warm in here last night. The three of us packed in like sardines, but overall it was a really good sleep because it was super warm in here and moisture didn't really build up.
I actually slept with this cream cheese in my sleeping bag last night.
So today we have about a 7-kilometer hike up the mountain. We're gonna be following a river and it's gonna be a lot of hard work. We're gonna be making our own trail. There's a lot of snow. There's a lot of elevation. So we are gonna be getting to a place that is an alpine landscape. That means we're gonna be above the tree line. And so we're gonna be exposed. It's gonna be colder up there. A lot of new things on this trip for us. This is my and the guys' longest winter trip. I've never traveled overnight with skis. A lot of firsts here.
Oh, you're over, Jan. My ski went fully into the water.
There's a faint trail that you can barely see, but when you're off it, you're going right down, I don't know, like 3-4 feet. Look at this. But it's imperative that we stay on it or it's gonna be a long, long day. Two, three.
Ta-da! That's why you never bring collapsible poles on a trip. That's actually the thing I was worried about the most.
Nice.
We've been making some great progress going up this river. We dialed in a system. 2 guys on the pushing and pulling the pulk, 1 guy blazing a trail. We've gone approximately 7K. So we're approaching the tree line. It is getting really cool up here. We're just on the cusp of the alpine. 1, 2, 3. 2. Well, we got to camp. A long day. Glad to be at camp. Long day, but perfect conditions. We're all pretty exhausted, but like in really good spirits. We didn't know we'd be able to get this high in one day, and we're here.
Oh my god. Some of them aren't quite cooked yet, but
Tristan is making us chorizo sausage, mashed potatoes, and gravy.
it's pretty good.
Well, it's quite the amount.
Oh my god, what am I doing? This is not gonna work.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I hit a wall about an hour ago where I just lost all my energy, got super cold. I still had water left over in my water bottle, which is a sign that I wasn't drinking enough either. But I think it'll be an early night tonight.
Well, it's awfully cold out here. Just checked the thermometer right before going to bed, and 30, minus 30, minus 31. Woo, yeah, it's cold.
Morning, Noah.
Good morning.
How is it?
It is freezing this morning.
Everything is covered in frost that we left in our tent here.
It's our coldest morning yet. Tristan, what'd you get on the thermometer?
I don't know, but it's way under the 30 line. Minus 35, minus 37, I don't know.
That's a serious temperature right there.
Yeah. Never been happy about a fire. Have you ever camped in colder conditions?
No.
Or is that the coldest yet?
This is the coldest yet.
No! Yours just looks broken.
Yeah.
The way it's like, it's got all this distance before it even hits minus 30. It's like you said,
It's so low.
a little bubble.
If the weather's holding, it might be an exploration day. There's a lot of peaks around here, and we might base camp today and go on a bit of an exploration mission.
So yesterday we followed up this creek, and the plan for today is to kind of follow this stream up and over, jump into the next valley, and then get up in these barrens with all these lakes.
This is crazy. I've never experienced anything like this before. Heading to the first mountain peak right now. Forget the name. So we were gonna make a big day trip out of today, but with how strong that wind is, we're all a little nervous about the tent situation. So we're gonna loop back to camp for lunch, reassess, maybe secure the tent a little more. Made it back to camp. It's way more protected in these little bowls with all the trees around us. Totally different world up on the top of the mountain. It's around lunchtime. We skied about 7 kilometers, so we still had a really nice morning. And we might stick to the tree line this afternoon and do a little exploring. Maybe some little downhill skiing for the guys. I'm not much of a skier, I'm just still learning, so I'll keep it PG. But out of that wind, it is a beautiful day. This entire area is called Uapishka, which in Innu means always snowy peaks. And Uapishka is known as a massif, which is a massive landmass that has been pushed up through tectonic forces. And on top of this, you have all these peaks, but the entire plateau is being pushed up. And it's similar to a mountain range in terms of its mountainous, but a range is more linear and a massif is more blockular. If that's even a word.
Luncheon's ready.
All right, coming down.
So you think it's a gully from between those two hills?
I don't really see where oh, like right here. Yeah, I think it's this thing here.
This afternoon we're exploring a new area that we haven't seen yet. We're following the lake system through a couple gullies to this one lake that has a really dramatic walls on the topographic maps. That's sort of the goal of this little tour. There's open water between these lakes, which is hard to wrap your head around considering it's late February and it's been super cold for the last 4 months. It's a good reminder to, always be vigilant. We've made it to the lake of interest. It's very beautiful, but similar terrain to like what we've been seeing all day. Making our way back to the camp.
Late in the day, we're tired. We've got maybe 3 kilometers left. Energy levels are a bit low, but we're having fun.
It's getting late, but we're gonna make it. We connected to our old tracks from this morning.
We did it.
Sweet.
It really took the last bit of energy to get up that hill here. Okay.
Nice word, I think.
Oh yeah. This is tomato bread soup.
Tomato bread soup.
Tomato bread soup, German dish.
Just had a delicious dinner, and now we're just waiting for snow to turn into water for us. Every night, this is the bottleneck. We want to go to bed, but we got to boil at least 5 liters of water, and it's a long process. And we get this tent so hot trying to get this water made.
Morning, guys.
The lake we made it to yesterday has a name. Lake Pichou. Oh my god, these next 2 lakes are scary. Lac de la Tempête, the tempest, the storm, and Lac du Blizzard, the blizzard. There's the camp. Just packing up on day 4.
We're all packed up. We got some snow in the forecast. Our mission today is to establish a new base camp, another 12 to 14 kilometers down the way here. Just stopping for a lunch break, and today we have a triple-decker peanut butter, jam, and butter. That is not cheese, that's just straight butter. I read somewhere that you need about 6,000 calories out here. So best bang for your buck is just straight butter.
Look at that. That is so heavy too.
In the distance is Mount Verrier, the highest peak in Uapishka. And we're gonna be coming around the side of it. Wow. Oh, the sun's come out. And we're coming through the most beautiful gully. It's just drawing us into this little area.
So we got a little problem here. The X head came off. I think it's because of the cold temperatures. So what I'm trying to do now is wedge a whole bunch of sticks in there that I cut up.
We'll see, you got it.
Yeah.
Nice.
I went into the brook today, the tip of my ski, and now I got a whole bunch of ice build up, and it's just difficult to scrape it off. And my skins got full of ice as well and came off. Yeah, so gonna heat up the skis, and then hopefully it'll stick again tomorrow.
And for the viewers, what is a skin?
Let's just show it.
So this is it. So this is a loop along the front. The back is sticky, and it'll stick to here. And if I slide my finger down, it's really smooth. But if I try to slide it up, it catches. So it gives you a ton of grip when you're skiing. So you can still glide a little bit on the snow, but then when you try to push back, it engages, and you can get a lot of traction.
So we just finished dinner, boiling some water. Already minus 26.
All right, guys, it's gonna be another cold night. How we set up our sleeping situation in here, we have 2 guys in the back and 1 guy on an elbow near the door. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah, that was my experience from sitting back there too.
Woke up to about minus 32. Today we have a base camp because we're going to go on another exploration mission. Yesterday afternoon we were coming through that section with all those big mountains. The biggest of them all is Mount Verrier. I got a drone shot of that yesterday. Today we're going to try to summit it. It's perfect weather, it's super frosty and low wind. So it's a perfect day for a little adventure.
That's deep.
You can see Manicouagan Reservoir. Oh my goodness. 360 vistas. So we got to the summit of the highest point in Uishpishka, and there's a weather station there, and there so happen to be 2 people up there repairing it because the radio's been out. Now we're off to the next point, crossing a lot of barrens, a lot of alpine up here. Super icy. I can barely get down these steep sections, but it's a lot of fun.
Fort tree.
Imagine that.
The most solid ground we've had in days.
I even dare to say that it's warm.
Yeah, it's t-shirt weather.
You want some sunscreen?
Yeah, sure.
The divot. Oh, he recovers.
Just got to the adjacent mountain peak, Oxia. Endless travel potential up here. We're looking to ascend the third mountain peak for the day, Mount Nomad.
Yeah, as you can see, sun has already set in the valleys, so we're fighting daylight here. But if we can make it, it might all be worth it.
Up to 10 minutes next, depending on how far we can see from up there.
Yeah.
But it looks like it's setting behind this mountain here.
Good job, guys.
Yeah,
Good
nice work.
Good job.
Good job.
Oh, that was amazing. What a day.
Another risotto, but a different risotto.
All right, guys, that was an awesome day. Probably one of the best winter days I've ever had in my entire life. We summited 3 mountains. The weather was perfect, and couldn't ask for anything better. It's about 8 o'clock, and we're all exhausted, so we're going to bed. See you guys tomorrow.
For you? Look here. Ooh, sticker. That's for moi. Remember, because I was like, oh, I think the summit's more to the west, and then we looked at the satellite, and the eye you had marked was in line with the lake, which doesn't even show up on here, but it was definitely present. Provencher, I'll add that one.
Last night got down to -20, -25, which seems warm at this point. I'm noticing, trying to film this trip, one of the hardest parts is battery management. I brought 5 Sony batteries, 11 GoPro batteries, and 4 drone batteries. They'll last a lot longer if they stay warm. So because of that, I keep the batteries on me at all times. I have a fanny pack with all my GoPro and Sony batteries. Even when I'm sleeping, I'll stick my batteries, GoPro in my sleeping bag with me. It's the most challenging part of filming a winter trip is managing these cold conditions with lithium batteries. So this is our second sleep at this spot, and underneath the stove we have a turkey pan, which is like a reinforced aluminum foil, and below that the snow hasn't melted at all, but beside it you could see that it's melted almost like a foot down. So it's day 6 out here in Uwapishka, another exploration day. There's a few more peaks we're gonna explore. The weather's a little more snowy and windy, but it should still be good for traveling.
And check this out, Jan just fell into a hole.
We have an area that has been compacted. But once you get off that area, we're down.
All right, day 6, let's go.
Day
Oh,
6.
it was a pee hole.
We're just here on this lake trying to figure out a game plan because the visibility is not great, and we're thinking the mountaintops we're not going to see much.
So on the map there's a symbol that shows a lean-to. So it should be a prominent feature, and the mission today is to get there for lunch. We have to get down there.
Jesse has prepped a nice little slide here for us.
Man, this is way past my pay grade. Jeez. Okay.
Pulse between underneath your armpit and you go.
Oh man. Up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy.
There it is. Hard to tell exactly what's going on up there.
Apart from that radio tower, this is probably one of the only human structures in this whole area.
I think you brought the shovel.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
Awesome.
Old can of sardines up there, matches, propane.
And vegetable soup. Okay, crackers and cheese it is, and meat. So what we do is we put all our food in our jackets to warm it up, because otherwise it's just frozen. And I think I fell a couple times, so that's that's cheese crumbles now.
So we got to the lean-to shelter, very much that. It is covered in snow, but once we shoveled it out, it's pretty cozy in here. There's no wind, and in an emergency situation, it would work as a good shelter. So at lunch, I was noticing that my feet were numb, and I couldn't feel my toes. And reflecting on the morning, I didn't really feel my toes all morning. Took my feet out of my sock, warmed them up a bit. My toes were a little white, so Tristan had hand warmers, and I currently have my shoes off and my mittens with the hand warmers to try to warm them up.
I thought white was like a bad one further down the line.
Oh yeah, that's definitely not the first warning sign. White is a bad sign.
Yeah.
And black is a really bad sign.
Yeah, I think it goes red, white, black.
Maybe I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
I don't want to speak too far out of my knowledge.
There are two main species here up in the mountain that you can find. Spruce and fir. Many people confuse them because they look so much alike, but if you look at them closer, there are distinct differences. So one very easy and distinct feature is the cones. So the fir, the cones, they're standing on top of the branches and they fall apart as they release the seeds. The spruce, and in particular the black spruce, they have very small cones, and those cones, they're hanging, which differentiates them from the fir. So whenever you see a hanging cone and you don't know if it's a fir or a spruce, it's definitely a spruce. Now the next thing is the bark. The fir has a very, very comparatively smooth bark. The last thing to differentiate the two are the twigs and the needles. This is a fir, this is a spruce. You can see that the needles of the fir, they're quite flat, and on the bottom you can see two distinct white lines.
So my camping mattress failed yesterday or this morning while I was getting up. It's kind of like bubbled and creaked and cracked, and I think that it's over. A big part of what that mattress does beyond comfort is keep you warm. So I'm a bit worried about tonight. It's gonna be another cold night. So what I've done is I went out and got some more boughs just to make my bedding area a little taller and get off the snow. But I went luxury with this one. And I got fir, balsam fir. I had to go a little further up the hill to get it, but it'll smell nice and it'll just be like a luxury mattress. Okay, so we start with the crappie spruce. And then we move on to the beautiful, fragrant fir. Balsam fir, boys! Whoa, it's hot.
Morning, Jan.
Morning.
How did the sleeping pad work last night?
It actually worked okay. That big bulge that I had didn't grow any bigger, and if I had just the right amount of air in it and I put a bunch of pressure on it, it kind of evened out the air everywhere else, and it worked okay.
Awesome.
frozen.
That's the move, I guess.
Yeah, that's the move.
We are packing up from our final camp of the trip. Today we're heading home off the mountain. It's -20. It's going to continue to drop throughout the day. But man, what an awesome trip so far. But we still have a full day ahead of us.
On this trip, we have 3 positions. We have navigator / trail breaker, sled puller, and then tech support. The guy behind the sled who helps with pushing up slopes and making sure the sled doesn't tip over. And every hour we rotate. It keeps it fresh, keeps us moving, and at every hour we also stop and have a drink and a snack as well.
When this tree breaks, I'm going. Nice, is that you holding me?
You're kind of stuck on the tree. Yeah, keep doing it.
Yeah.
We are going over a waterfall right now. Jan's gonna hold on to the rope behind me and slowly lower me down.
Yeah, alright. Now I'm on the tree, and now I'm gonna consistently lower you down.
Yeah, this is gonna work.
In front of you, sideways. Cool. Oh, it counts again.
Oh.
Noah in the front, picking the route.
Hang on, the sled's just falling down this hole.
Yeah. This time it's not vertically up a slope. It's just
Oh my god.
Yeah. Works. Oh. Oh shit.
We've been traveling at a snail's pace. The snow is so deep and this creek is just choked with alders and fallen trees, making progress very slow. We're traveling at less than 1 kilometer an hour, and now we're questioning if we're going to make it back by dark or not, or make it back at all today. There's a lot of like upward force trying to break through the snow and just rip my boot open. It's not good. Jan fell into the water.
so it weighs 10 kilograms.
What do you think? Is this nuts?
I just don't know where to go. Sorry, that route sucked.
Sorry, it's no worse than the last little bit. Whoa.
Okay, I got some good news for you.
What's that?
There's like maybe 1 snowfall ago or 2 snowfalls ago, someone skied this. You can actually see their tracks right here if you look, it's quite faint. But if I stay on that, I find you don't sink in as much. And there's a lot more of these cut branches, like right there, like someone who's actually gone through here, maybe in the last week. And I think that's made things a lot better. Like I whizzed way down there. Yeah. So it's not like amazing, it's not like a highway, but there's clear evidence of someone.
Everything is the highway compared to
Yeah.
it's the highway.
I'm gonna turn around and just keep going.
Yeah.
We found it!
Oh my god. I haven't come that close to crying in like years.
We did it.
Holy shit. Where was it?
It may have been something you dug out, but it was like I was just shoveling right here with my hands and it was there. So it could have been something you shoveled or it's just sitting here.
I crashed with my GoPro and my mitt. When I got up, it was gone. Couldn't find it anywhere. The guys came up, we started shoveling, found this crevasse, and it might have been deep in there, and I shoveled it up and Tristan found it. The film is saved. This has been one hell of a day. I don't know what to say. Nice. We've come to a larger river. Hence, it's eerie because every once in a while you see a hole with running water under you. So this river is running. It's getting dark.
Open water everywhere. Minus 24. Dark. So close.
Pour un chien pour suivre les pistes, c'est parfait là.
Ouais.
D'accord.
Bien. Alors moi c'est Tristan. Et Noah et Yann. We found ourselves in a cabin. We made it. It all just happened so fast. We skied around a bend and there was this funky cabin right on the side of the river. 2 people came out, Pierre and Michel. Yeah, and then we just got swept up in conversation with them, and they offered for us to stay in the Lyre, which is the cabin we're in now. It was Pierre's snowshoe tracks that we'd followed down from that boggy area that really made all the difference, because until then we were struggling in the deep, deep snow. Yeah, we're just kind of worn out, so it was a weird change of focus.
Crazy day, amazing trip. This one goes down in the books as one of the top winter trips I've ever done. Uwapishka is a beautiful place and also a lot of hard work. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you guys love the content, please consider liking the video and give us a subscribe. It really helps the channel grow. We'll see you next time.